Hi everyone, it's Coffee with Coach. We're here with Syracuse Crunch head coach Ben Groulx. We've got our Dunkin in hand. Ben, it's great to have a chance to chat with you once again.
I'm happy to be here today.
Well, what do you got for us today, Ben? It's kind of a chance to go off the beaten path a little bit. What are you going to tell us today?
Well, you know, there was my first year in Syracuse. I was my first time in the city and all that, and having the building downtown. I wanted to live close, and I also make a decision that I wanted to try with no car. So what I did, I gave my car to my son, and actually the real story behind it, I wanted to support one of my friends who, for different reasons, was not able to drive. And it was big for him, and I told him, I said, you know what, I'll do it myself. So I'm going to live downtown. So it was an easy walk, like 7 minutes away from the rink. And I'm like, if I have to go a little bit outside, I'll Uber, and if I have to go home, I'll rent a car and all that. And I had everything covered. Things were going well. And you know what, I actually really liked it. Yeah. Like it was new, and sometimes I was like, oh, you know, it forced me to do this and that in a different way. But one night after a game, like I had an emergency. I had to go back home to Canada, and it's snowing. There's a snowstorm. It's too late to rent a car, and I have to go. And so what I did, I called an Uber. And I asked the gentleman, I said, how much do you charge me? I called one of my buddy home. I said, would you pick me up at the border?
Oh, no.
And I asked Uber how much he would charge me to get to the border. And I'm asking myself, can I cross the border walking? And so I didn't know. I called Liz in Tampa Bay,
yep.
And I asked her, like, late at night. She goes like, well, you know, people are crossing the border walking in Niagara Falls, Buffalo. So probably you can,
yeah.
So why not? So here you go, we're driving to the border, Alexandria. And it's not a very busy border, especially at that time of the night. And so he dropped me, I asked him, drop me the closest you can. I have my backpack with me, my toque, it's snowing, yeah. It's cold, my winter jacket, backpack. So he dropped me at the duty free. So it's a little bit of a walk, and there's two paths you can go to Canada, like the truck, yep. And the cars. And the truck is the closest to me. So I'm like, you know, there's no trucks in sight. I look everywhere, it's late, like it's close to midnight. Yeah. No truck in sight, so I'm like, you know, I'll go the truck side.
Oh boy.
So as I walk, one truck's coming. I'm like, okay, I'm good. So I'm walking, and I try to get faster.
Oh, you're beating the truck.
No, not to beat the truck, but to be there right after the truck, right? Because I'm like, so the truck is at the window talking with the officer, and I'm standing at the line
I could just
with my backpack, my toque, my gloves, freezing, and I'm like, what is he gonna tell me? All of a sudden, there's another truck coming behind me. I'm like, I have 18 wheels behind me, the big truck in front of me, and I'm like, it's spinning here. I'm like, okay, can I do this? What are they gonna do to me? Like, so finally the truck in front of me left, I start walking. And when it's, I think on the truck side, the window is higher, so the officer goes like, what are you doing there? I said, I'm going home. I said, sir, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, sir? I said, I'm going home, I have to go home. He said, yeah, but you're not walking. I said, my buddy's waiting for me on the other side. Give me your passport. So I gave him my passport. He asked me, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm the coach of the Syracuse Crunch, but can we keep this between us, please? and you let me go. And
gotta
my
be the
buddy,
first one ever.
he said, next time, tell the Uber driver to cross border, tell the officer. And I said, I will. Hopefully, there's not going to be a next time.
You were probably the first one they've ever encountered trying to walk through
I
the
was
truck
like,
stop.
I was sweating for a good 5 minutes, but it turns out well. And my buddy was waiting for me on the other side. So
It's amazing. I mean, Liz in Tampa has, I think, seen it all until then. That was the first for
we
her.
should ask her.
Tremendous, and it's good to know that you got through okay. But
And now
only you.
I got my car back.
Well, even better. Only you would go or think of even doing something like that. Though.
Exactly.
Well, that is one heck of a story. This is Crunch Head Coach Ben Groulx, Coffee with Coach.
Don't tell anyone.
Dunkin. We're not. This is just between you and me now.